those of you that have no idea what the fuck's going on, these streams are for me to review workshop items for Team Fortress 2. If you would like for me to review an item that's on the workshop right now, join the Discord that is in the description of this stream. There's a link to that Discord, and there is a channel open in there right now where you can post links to workshop items, and I can review them on stream. And I've had to make some adjustments. I've had to make a few adjustments, actually, to that. Main reason being, people were getting in the habit of, like, dumping 50 links at a time. So I've had to increase the slow mode to 5 minutes, so I can actually get to different people's submissions, so, like, the same guy doesn't submit, like, the same link 50 times. Don't fucking do that. Just submit it once. Submit it once, I'll get to it. Because if you submit the same link 20 times, that just ensures that nothing else is going to be looked at. And a bunch of other stuff's not going to get seen. So just post the same link one time, and that's it. And also 5-minute slow mode, so I can get to other people. That's how it's going to work now. Just here for the ride and the hot takes. I think that's why most other people are here as well. Curious about what the stream is going to be about. I just explained it. Reviewing items on the TF2 workshop. That's what I've been doing for, I think, like 2 years now. At least once a month. And one more thing. No maps. I can't review maps. Don't send links to maps. I haven't played on them. I'm not going to play them on stream. I'm not going to load them up and play them on stream or look at them. Just send cosmetics. Hats, taunts, skins. That's it. Unusual effects as well. But that's it. And this month is special. This month is special. You know why? Because the first week of October marks the beginning of Scream Fortress. So, you're getting one stream early in the month, and then you're getting a second stream later on in the month, because that's going to be a week before Scream Fortress, so we gotta, you know, plow through as many Halloween submissions as we can. We're probably going to see quite a few today, because there's a decent volume of them popping up on the workshop right now. But there's going to be infinitely more so come the end of the month, so God help us. God give me strength to get through some of the... I've already seen some terrible fucking submissions, man. I've already seen some hot, steaming garbage that I hope to God Valve just glazes over and doesn't even bother looking at. It's like, it happens every year, but man, it's like every year the workshop surprises me with just how much slop they can crank out for Halloween. It's absolutely insane. So, without further ado, let's get started. And I'll start... I'm just gonna start opening links. Mars sent me 5 links. Try not to do that. Like, I understand people want me to review their items, but just try to condense your stuff into like 1, maybe 2 links. Don't send 4. You know, give a chance for other people to post stuff. Like, if you post, like, 6 links, I might look at just 1 or 2. Just gonna open a bunch. Then we'll start plowing through. Alright, that should be a good starting point. Before my Chrome just decides to fucking crash. Raise your volume, you're so quiet. Am I quiet? I'm not. I think my levels say I'm good. My levels say I'm good. Do I sound loud enough to everybody? Am I good? Am I loud enough? Am I good? Am I good? Am I good? If we're good, then I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I brought my mic a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Alright, so we're getting started with the warpaint. So we have Achievement Hunter version 2. Mar, who is the creator of this one, did a version of this one before, and this one is a marked improvement over the original version, and I think it's great. It plays off of the achievement icons that you see in the game, and all of the colors are really solid, the texture work is solid, it's a nice, simple, clean warpaint, and I think it's great. I think this is perfect. I would very much love to see a warpaint like this in game. This is another one that's like already much deserved to be put in the game at this point, and it would look good with a bunch of loadouts. It fits. And the wear does look really good. Yes, absolutely. It makes it darker, makes it dingier, more worn out and gritty. So, sign of a good war paint is when it looks good even at higher wears. So, I like the sticker. I think the sticker is nice. I vote the sticker stays on this one. I'm a fan of it. The only thing I don't like about this is that the blood splatters, I feel, detract from it. Maybe, just as a suggestion, this is a very minor nitpick or something, whatever. Just not even a nitpick, but just something that you might want to try, is instead of the normal blood splatter, perhaps you could replace it with a custom one that just adds more dirt or something, or like something like oil or grease or something, you know? I feel like the red blood kind of takes away from it, but other than that, I would love to see this in game. And hopefully it makes it there. Be awesome. Now, I know you can't replace blood on most bases, but you can on some, so that's cool. Also, one more time, for those of you who are just now coming in, if you would like me to look at something on the workshop, join the Discord that's in the description of this stream. There is a workshop links chat in that Discord. Post links in there, and I will look at stuff that's posted in there, okay? And please try to limit your links to 1 or 2 at a time. Don't vomit like 50 links or like the same link every 10 minutes. Don't do that. Okay? Hello, Digital Dingo. Was wondering, do you still sign... I do sign weapons. Just ensure that if you want me to sign something, please, for the love of God, put your trade offer link in the description of your account. Put it there, otherwise I'm gonna... I don't want to have to add you. I don't want to add you to give you your shit back, alright? Send me gift wrap, put your trade offer link in your Steam bio, and then I'll sign whatever you want, okay? And I won't charge you, because I think it's stupid to charge people to sign. I'm already making you give me the gift wrap. That should already be enough. Old-fashioned. We have, like, a rusty-themed war paint. This one's okay. I feel like it's a little bit too dark and a little bit too washed out. I feel like a bit more contrast between the main gray texture and the blue and the red would be appreciated. Bump the saturation a little bit, because overall it's a little bit too flat. I would like to see this be just a little bit, just a tiny bit brighter. Only a little bit, right? But beyond that, it's another war paint that's just a nice, simple, really solid, you know, it's solid. Simple war paints are good. And I like it. I will also say yes to this one in its current state. Why am I not signed in? Really? I have to refresh each fucking page? Of course I do. I will vote yes on this one. I do like it. But I think bump the saturation on that secondary texture a little bit, and then it'd be great. I'm gonna have to say no by default. I'm sorry. Like Mar, I know. What's great is I appreciate the passion going at Psychedelic Slugger Mark II, but the reason why the original one gets away with what it is because it's only on one really small weapon model, right? And this was something that I was discussing the other day, and this is one of the main differences between the original war paints, or sorry, the original skins and war paints, is that you could get away with brighter, more saturated skins on smaller weapon models. So you had things like the Red Rock Roscoe, you had things like the Psychedelic Slugger, that don't take up a lot of visual real estate on the overall character model. So those could work in very, very rare extreme circumstances, but translating those to a war paint is not a good idea. It gets too big, ends up taking up way too much visual real estate. It's just this big, bright, saturated thing on your screen, and it looks really bad. It looks really bad against the backdrop of the rest of the game, because guess what the game doesn't have? It lacks saturated colors aside from very, very minor amounts of saturation that are deliberately placed on things that the developers wanted you to see, you know? Projectiles, muzzle flares, certain areas of the map to remind people of where they are, blue or red side, things like that, right? You don't see massive surface areas of saturation on the character models, or really anywhere in the game aside from very intentionally placed spots. So on a skin like this, gonna have to pass. But what you could do, use these same textures, but recolor them. Choose different color palettes for red and blue team that are more, you know, in line with the game's style. You could probably come up with something really cool. I'm curious to see what you would come up with by using different color palettes with these same textures and still have it be like a Mark II kind of thing, but avoid the really saturated clown vomit. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to hard pass on a Mark II of Psychedelic Slugger. And this one, man, I love the gusto behind this one, man. This one's really cool. It's inspired by dev textures, but Mar took like an extra spin on it. And instead of them just being like the normal orange triangles or squares, what have you, he turned them into metal plates. And I like that idea. The only problem is I think this one would have benefited from being team colored. Orange for red, yellow for blue, and then have a tertiary black color. But then again, it would be very similar to your Achievement Hunter Warpaint. Just a suggestion. And then the main thing I fucking hate about this is this fucking missing texture. Sorry, man. There is no way to make this look good. There's a reason why the missing texture looks as hideous as it does. It's because the developers want to ensure that they see it. They want it to be an ugly eyesore, so their eyes gravitate towards it and go, oh shit, that's not supposed to be there. And having something that was deliberately made to not be there does not translate well onto a skin. So, I just think that, especially as a custom wear, is completely inappropriate for a warpaint. And also that, you have one primary texture, which are like the metal plates, juxtaposed against, you know, another very busy texture with completely different colors. It looks really ugly when you put those things overlapping each other. And yeah, I mean, sure, I will give you A for effort. A for effort. It's clever. You know, you have the dev texture, and then the missing texture underneath is when you have missing texture because the wear is removing paint on your gun. It is really clever. It is really creative, and it's well made, but it's not appropriate for the game. That's that. Not appropriate for the game, but I will say that it is a very creative endeavor, and you nailed it for that reason, but it shouldn't be in the game. I mean, the only way that you could potentially fix this is if you just make this like black and white or something, right? But then it wouldn't be recognizable as the missing texture, and that would defeat the purpose. But really, with what you were going for, it's kind of one of those concepts that's dead on arrival, and you can't make it translate into the game. It's not gonna work. Oh god, an entire Warpaint collection, Jesus. Oh fuck. Okay, well, let's go through it. Rancher's tires. Problem number one, we have way too high saturation on the black texture. Also, this showcase has terrible lighting. It's not really showing how most of these would look in game. You took screenshots of all these in a dark room. This is a terrible, terrible showcase. I have no idea. Like, this is better. This is showing how they would actually look in game. Second problem, the way you've made the tire treads is you've relied too strongly on very large linear gradients, and that does not look very good in TF2. They're not really painterly textures. It's almost like you have these embossed tire treads, and it creates this really ugly 3D element to it that just does not mesh really well with the rest of the game's textures, right? So that tire texture is a complete dud. The driller sticker slapped over it is really bad. I would absolutely recommend that you add some kind of an outline around it, because it just being a flat letter against a busy texture like this, it blends into it too much. It doesn't stand out very strongly. It looks kind of bad. This, like, the metal textures are fine. The colors of the secondary red and blue are totally fine, but this tire texture is a complete dud. I would desaturate it. I would desaturate. Like, you have too many gradients, too. Like, you have, like, this. I would not do this. So, get rid of the background gradients. Just have the entire base of the tire be completely gray. And then I would get rid of the embossing kind of, like, subtle gradients around the edges of it. Get rid of that. Just have it be a flat secondary color on top of that. Like a darker gray to represent the treads, and then the lighter gray in the background. Get rid of all the gradients, but keep the smaller painterly gradients so it breaks up the solid patches of color. Desaturate it a little bit, and then it would be perfect. Like, textures should not be this complicated. That's it, alright? And honestly, you don't even need the sticker. The sticker really doesn't add anything. Honestly, I would remove it. It doesn't need the sticker. And also, just it just being a linear piece of text kind of looks bad, because whenever you see text anywhere else around TF2, it's stylized, right? You can just see it in the background here. You know, you have like a full logo, or it looks like it's been painted on. Here, it's just solid impact. It's just solid impact font, and it doesn't look very good. So, gonna say no thanks to that one for sure. Amped. This one's a little bit better. This text looks really bad. I'm failing to see the intention behind this one. Okay, so this one's already a dud. It's not going to be added because it has custom UV mapping, so it's dead on arrival. It's never going to be added. I like the custom wear. The custom wear down to silver is actually quite nice. This is neat. The sticker, I think, is totally fine. I think the colors are totally fine. The thing that's throwing me off is the text here, like where it's showing weight capacity and fluid capacity. This text is honestly a bit of an eyesore. I would just get rid of that completely. No text, but keep everything else, and then this one would be totally fine. Yeah. Like, I see what they were going for here. They were, you know, they're trying to copy this, but you really don't. Actually, you know what you could do instead? Remove this text entirely, take out the take off the text, replace it with a sticker that just says amp. There you go. But have it be painted on like this, so it looks like it's, you know, straight from the train car. And you don't need this text. But the rest of it's fine. The rest of it's fine. Yeah, that's what you should do. Yes. But also, no to that one. Gulterwagen. Ew. What's with the seam, dude? Oh, that looks bad. What? I'm assuming this is more custom UV mapping, otherwise you wouldn't get this nasty seam across the minigun like that. What is that? Ugh. That honestly looks really bad. This one really leaves something to be desired. I think all the, like, these two textures, the secondary and the tertiary, way too similar. You need to bump the contrast a tiny bit or change the colors a little bit. So these two blend together too much. I think this one's fine, but yeah, so here's the thing. You can certainly take inspiration from elements around the map, but this is an example of how to not do it. I can show you an example of how to do it. Look at this train car. All right, look at this train car. Hold that in your mind for a moment, because I want to show you a war paint that handles that really, really well. Okay? It's my favorites. I gotta dig back to, like, fucking years ago to find this guy. Give me, you know who I'm talking about. I'm gonna suck off Pamp again, because this motherfucker consistently, he's already done everything beautifully, and all you need to do is just look at what this man has done for referencing things around the map, and then basically just do what he did. All right. So here we go. So this is how you should take inspiration from an element on the map. You embellish it. You make it look more like a weapon instead of just translating the textures over to a weapon model, right? So note the difference here, where you have this train engine and that skin, right? Look how good that looks, right? Because they added embellishments. They added copper to the shine, the way they mapped all the textures. It looks fucking phenomenal. Whereas this one, it really is just, it looks like a texture swap. And you really didn't put forth an effort to make it look like a weapon and add shine to it, or, like, you know, or do something different aside from just adopting the textures onto a weapon model. So this is a shining example of how to adopt an asset or an element from a map and then put it onto a warpaint, because this is one of the best warpaints on the workshop ever fucking made, and it's a shame it will never be put in game because Valve doesn't add custom UV map skins because it's too much work for them. So this one is honestly the worst one so far. Industrial Decay. So I guess they're trying to theme it from the general area around the map. This one's a little bit more okay. You really need to make this one team colored, though. I don't know why you did that. Is this team colored? No, this should definitely be team colored, because you only themed it after one side of the map that's blue side and not blue and red. So a red guy holding this gun that's themed after blue side on, what is this, Nightfall? Or it's one of the Payload Race maps. I always forget them. I always get them mixed up. Nightfall, maybe. But you really need to make this team colored. Yeah, like, have one themed after red side, have another one themed after blue side, and then I think this would be totally fine. I also like the tread plate. The tread plate's nice. I like the Manco sticker on there. That looks quite good. That's how you should handle a sticker. This is better. You have, like, a bit of a drop shadow on there, so it pops out from the texture. It's on top of it much better. That looks good. And all the rest of the texture work, I think, is totally fine. Colors are fine, but you really, really need a blue variant. A red variant, rather. You need a red variant. For sure. And the custom wear is nice, too. It wears down to rust, like, you know, dingy and dirty. I think that's nice. No, it's not team colored. These are the main textures, and then these are the custom wares. This is not team colored. If it was team colored, why is a red guy holding this? Looks weird. But no, this is definitely not team colored. So I will vote up this one to like say this is your best one. Rugged tradesman. You're adding, so something I'm noticing too is you're adding too much detail in your textures. Like the plaid is fine, and again, the lighting of your showcase is really shit. But you're putting a little too much detail into it. Like this leather texture, I think you need to simplify it a little bit. You don't need as many scratches and things on there. One of the things I didn't like about the original waves of skins is that the leather textures Valve used, some of those were stock photos, and they ended up getting a little bit too much photographic detail in there. So I would maybe try to do some kind of a paint over on this, so it's a little more simple. I like the handle texture. It's a bit fuzzy, though. It looks like it took one of the felt textures from the Gentleman's Collection, then hue swapped it. But this texture's fine. This texture's okay. All the colors are great, but I think you need to simplify the leather texture somewhat, and then I think it'd be quite good. The scaling on this is fine, too. You also have, like, a noise layer. You have a noise layer on here to, like, to imitate fabric. Get rid of that. You don't need to add a noise layer to this. If you add a noise layer to this, it basically will be completely unnoticed for most people's graphic settings. And for shittier graphic settings, it's just gonna make things look even crustier. So I would get rid of that noise layer. It's totally unnecessary. Just let the colors speak for themselves on this one. And maybe it looks like you have some of the painterly, you know, like an overlay or like some painterly swaps on there. Bump the contrast on those a tiny bit to help break it up just a smidge, because one warpaint I have to start my game now, pardon me, because I have to show a warpaint that does handle plaid texture quite well. Hold on, I gotta boot up the game. No, I do agree, the sticker looks nice. The sticker is good. The sticker is good. We already have a skin. Listen, we already have a warpaint themed around human skin, and that is sax waxed. I'll show it to you right now. I'll show it to you now. Oh, lordy. Alright, I'll show you what I mean. So plaid pod shotter handles a plaid texture quite well, actually. Let me put on a larger weapon all that isn't the fucking fish. Let me put on the sticky bomb launcher, because that's usually my go-to. There you go. See? There's no additional noise layer on this to make it look like fabric. You have faded areas that make it look more like paint rather than fabric. Fabric textures do not translate well into TF2 because of the finer details. That's like one of the key things in Valve's original workshop guidelines that they tell you to avoid are things like fabric. Does not look very good. So get rid of that noise layer. Add some, you know, subtle faded areas so it looks like it's painted on. And then this one also has, like, paint chips on the main texture, so it looks a bit more beat up, like an actual weapon, like paint on metal, rather than fabric. So, I think that would be better. But this one's just okay, but I'm not a fan of it. Barn Made. This one's okay. Now we're getting somewhere with the textures being different enough, and not being all too samey. This one's okay. Something about your textures, man. Something about these textures is these look like TF2 wood overlays, but this feels like too much. I would simplify these wear textures down a bit. This is fine, this is fine. This is messy. This one's okay. I like it. Yeah. It's passable. It's just eh. Brick plate paver. The scaling throws me off on this one because it looks a little bit better on the on weapon models since we actually put it in the game. It's suffering a little bit from the same problem as the train car one, where it doesn't really feel like you made an effort to make it look like a weapon skin, and this is just another texture swap. Like, the tread plate's fine, because tread plate translates quite well. Yeah, it's flat. Flat isn't... Yeah, flat doesn't look very good. Like, I like it on higher wears because it gives you more. This only uses 2 textures too. This is like this is probably using something like cream corn as a base, and you have some of the stock parts of the weapon model still showing. Honestly, I would add more red and more blue elements to this. You know, like these are too washed out and too gray. I would honestly lean into the team color a little bit more. You know, bump the saturation on this. You know, make it more bluish. Make these reds a bit more rich. And then the darker bricks will help break up that texture a little bit more and have, you know, a little bit of pop to it. So when it's juxtaposed against this kind of grayer tread plate texture, that's a bit more, you know, bland. It'll create like a nice contrast that'll make the weapon look good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, add more red to this, add more blue to this, you know, like make the blues richer and the reds richer. And not just have it be all kind of gray. And then I think that will help. So no. Yeah, I'll say yes. Remind me of what I voted on all these. So, two remotely passable ones, and then the other 5 need some work, in my opinion. But, still, all of those are better than most of the garbage we normally get. Like, I am being nitpicky, right? Like, I'm being nitpicky, I'm being critical, I understand, but all of those were still better than, I don't know, this. You know, all of those are still better than fucking this. So, hey. Okay, Darkened Disguise. I feel like I've seen this one already. I'm a fan of this one, but I won't go over it again. This one's good. I like this one. Raising the Stakes, another one I've already seen. Freezer Burned. Interesting. So it's themed after a freezer. Okay. I don't like the sticker, man. I really don't. I don't think you need the sticker on this. It just doesn't stand out. Whoa! Okay. Nope. Nope. So this is just like a noise texture straight from Photoshop that they made silver as a custom wear. No, you don't need that. Get rid of that as a custom wear. It's really, really ugly. Way too noisy. Just have this wear down to a solid texture. That's like a solid color. Like one of the ones you see in the game files, and have that be your silver. Don't add an additional noisy texture to be your custom wear, because that almost always looks really, really fucking bad. Don't do that. The main textures themselves are pretty okay. Like, I like the metal plating on it. It's got a little bit too much detail on here. Yeah, it's a bit too detailed. I would try to get rid of some of the griminess on this, like the rust and water spots on it. I would smooth those out a little bit. Lean more into, you know, again, painterly, simplistic, impressionistic textures are what define this game, so I would lean into that a little bit more, get rid of these finer details, smooth it out a little bit. Darken the plate lines, thicken them a little bit. The brushed copper, I think, is fine. This black texture, I think, even though it's pretty saturated, it's okay. I just don't... And I know it's not going to look good on red team, either. It's not going to look good on red team because it's just like a big green thing. It's my gripe with the airstrike and the reserve shooter. I wish Valve didn't use green for those, but oh well. That's a minor nitpick. Otherwise, I think this is okay, but that custom wear, man, you gotta do something about that custom wear. It's really, really, really fucking ugly. Oh my god, I can't get over how bad this looks. Oh, it looks like it honestly is television static. This is genuinely television static. It is just a noise texture that they generated in Photoshop and then just slapped it underneath. Fuck it, that'll do. Oh, no, don't. It doesn't even need a custom texture or a custom wear. Like, it's fine on its own. Zeith, buddy, listen, I know you really, really want a camo like this, but it's not gonna work. I know you've been working on this, but it's just not gonna work, man. It's too saturated, the main texture is way too noisy. It's just, I don't know what you can do to make this work. I really don't think you can. Like, you have too many rich, saturated colors working together and nothing desaturated to balance this out. Like, little areas of saturation would be fine, but this is just too much. It's too much. I gotta say no. Like, look at this. Like, even against the backdrop of the you can't really see because I can't zoom in on it. Can I open this in a new tab? You really can't fucking blow it up any bigger. Can I make this bigger? Yeah, like, even though it's really fuzzy, like, the skin is more saturated than the rest of the map. That's pretty bad. So, step one, desaturate everything by a nominal amount. And just, you gotta simplify that camo texture, man. It's too busy. It just looks really, really bad. This is also one that would benefit from a custom wear that's just black underneath to make it look less ugly at higher wears. But the saturation, man, the saturation is just... Nope. Went through this already. Try not to send the same links multiple times, please. Though I think stop, just stop. Like, listen. My new standard is to immediately downvote items where they make everything paintable. Stop. You don't need to do this. Not everything's paint region needs to be the entire cosmetic. We don't need green or pink fucking hair. Stop it. Enough of this shit. I'm so fucking tired of it. No more fully paintable hair. It's fucking disgusting. Enough. The hair on its own looks fine, you know, it's themed after Nikola Tesla, haha, I like it, but you don't need to make it fucking lime green! Enough! It would have been fine on its own. It's great otherwise, but the fact you made it fully paintable makes me fucking hate it. I fucking hate it for that reason. Sorry, I can't accept this. Dude, Michael Jackson loadout. Holy shit. Of course, hold on. Is the jacket fully paintable? It has to be. Why wouldn't it be? Ah! The paint region's fucking massive, dude! Why wouldn't it be? Of course it is! God! Fuck! Of course the paint region's fucking giant. Why wouldn't it be? No thanks. God, dude. Okay, and this is also one of those instances where it's too much. It's way too much. Like, okay, so what's funny is they make the paint region massive, but then they mislead the viewer on the workshop page by using the more appropriately subtle colors, right? But you know no one is gonna do this. Everyone's gonna dye it fucking pink, everyone's gonna dye it fucking green, everyone's gonna dye it orange and gold. No one's gonna use these colors. It's gonna look fucking disgusting. You cannot have paint regions that make up 50% of the fucking cosmetic. God. Ugh. Like, overall, this cosmetic set is a really clever idea, but it's another instance where this is just not the demo man anymore. It's becoming too much. Like, I get it, you can exude all the creative prowess you want with making items, but man, this goes too far. It's a little bit too much. Like, the hat on its own, fine. But the whole vest and jacket, yeah, it's too much. Like, the big poofy shoulders too, no. Ugh, and again, the fucking paint region on this is horrible. And also, why wouldn't the entire hat be paintable, dude? Why wouldn't it be? Ugh. It's like, of course Yikes made this. Yikes has a tendency to make item sets that basically create entirely new characters, right? Just tone it down a little bit. A little bit. Doesn't need to be that intense. We get it. You want to pad your portfolio so you can send it to Epic Games or Riot Games or wherever you're going to apply yourself in the future. Just tone it down a little bit. You have the skill. You have the ability to make things more in line with the game. Try it. Try it. Try it out. You can do something good. I know you can. It's too much. The hat is fine. The hat's fine. But the fucking jacket and vest is too much. Zippy Plow, another classic favorite that everybody loves, right? Another classic favorite that everyone loves. Good shit. It's a shame it's not gonna get in game ever because of custom UV mapping and Valve's complete. Like, see this right here? Look at this. This is how you handle a tire texture. This is how you handle a tire texture. It's simple. It's one color against another color. Any gradient element you see to this is very subtle. It's a really simple texture compared to that previous tire texture, which is way too busy. That doesn't look good. This is how you handle a tire texture. So when you're going back to fix that other warpaint, if the creator of this is ever going to watch this, try to mimic this tire texture. This is what you want to go for. This is how you handle it. Again, Zippy Plow, a classic favorite skin that is just absolutely amazing, but because it's a custom UV mapped skin that's made for the Dragon Slayer Warpaint, we will never ever see it in game because Valve does not add warpaints like this. It's a fucking shame and I feel bad. So, because I feel bad, everyone right now go on the workshop and just upvote this item anyway. Show this guy some love because it's a fucking amazing warpaint and we'll never see it in game, but at least show, hey dude, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. So go upvote this, all right? Go upvote it. It's really nice. Oh, you're right. It did get updated. Unfortunately, my memory is failing me, and I don't know what they changed, but it still looks really fucking good. Wait, did they add the rest of them? Oh, maybe they updated it so they can have all of the weapons now, because I know earlier versions of this didn't have reskins for all of the weapons. The minigun looks good. The minigun looks awesome. Let me see that shit again. The minigun does look really good, dude. Seriously, go upvote this right now. Like maybe if we like just push this to the top of the workshop pages, Valve will see it and go, oh shit, people really like this. Maybe we should add this in the game, because type Y in the chat if you think this is a good skin. Type N in the chat if you don't think this is a good skin. It's just nothing but Ys. It's just nothing but Ys. Like, the people have spoken, right? The people have spoken. Go upvote this. If we upvote this, then maybe Valve will realize, oh shit, maybe we should add skins like this. That would be great. Make it happen, people. Go upvote this, please. I'll post the link again so you don't have to like search for it. Go upvote it again, please. This deserves to be in the game at this point. Seriously, it deserves to be in this game. Ah, okay. So this is a funny one. So fucking Fishstick on a Stick made this warpaint originally, and it looks like he got the help of the What Show to improve it a little bit. The original version was a hot fucking mess. This one is a whole hell of a lot better. I really do like this primary texture. I love the color work on this. I love the color choices. I think it's great. I love it's like the Dazzle camo, but it's, you know, colors that are more in line with the rest of the game. I quite like it. I also kind of like how they went with like a cool mint color, but, you know, this lighter blue still ties it into blue team. I do like the color work on the primary texture. The metal plates, I would thicken the lines on the metal plates a little bit and make the spacing in between them darker. A lot of people fail to, like, capture TF2's style in metal textures. Everything looks like it's kind of painted on, right? So you want to have the space between the tiles kind of painted looking like, and a bit thicker, and not really thin. If it's too thin, it's gonna look, it's not gonna pop out like it should. It needs to be thicker. Just a little bit, not much. Like maybe like 1.5 times as thick as this is now. And then I think it would look a lot better. And then maybe you won't even need to darken the space in between the plates. So, and listen, I like this better than geometrical teams because guess what this warpaint has over geometrical teams? It's seamless. Because if you look at the original geometrical teams, nasty Simpsons, Mr. Baggins! Nasty Simpsons on my warpaint's precious! It's fucking disgusting. I fucking hate this seam on the warpaint. Nasty filthy Simpsons on my pencils! Oh, I fucking hate it. Just, oh. This is seamless, thankfully. So, I would like to see this in game. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. It's like a more washed out coffin nail. Yeah. And it's better than cardboard boxed because it's like they're more simple textures. It's simpler textures. I like this. I actually like this a lot. Yeah, this is bordering on a Coffin nail Mark II. I actually really like this. This is a really simple skin, but it's clean. I wish there were more. Here we go. There's some more. I do like it. It's Coffin nail, and like this is probably as close as we could get to a Coffin nail Mark II. Is something like this. I don't know, man. I like it. I think it's good. Like, I think it's fine to have simple skins like this in the game. And the sticker is nice too. Like, just having like a nice, simple Manco sticker, and that's it. That's good. It's actually really nice. They actually managed to achieve a lot in this warpaint with so little. It's really nice. It's just a blank canvas, but that's it. Read the description. One day, our dramatic reading. One day, our favorite mercenaries were having trouble deciding what war paint to decorate their weapons with. Soldier then had the bright idea of taking a blank war paint template and plastering it various weapon materials all over his rocket launcher. The other mercenaries reluctantly followed this idea as well, as they couldn't think of a better alternative. Even Heavy suggested putting a Manco spray paint sticker on a handful of their weapons. Be warned, even during this Halloween season, nothing is scarier than art block. Clever. See that I like it when people add like item descriptions to like give their submissions a little more charm, like classic submissions or classic hats you used to get. I like it. Hey man, listen, I honestly, it's a nice clean skin. I will also link this one. If you like it, go upvote it. Seems like more people in the chat don't like this one. I do personally. If you like it, go upvote it. I think this one's also fairly deserving of being in the game. I like it. I'm gonna favorite it too. I can't do maps, guys. Sorry. The green. It's the fucking green, dude. Like, it's just like, no. It's too much. The green is too much. Can't do it, man. Can't do it. Also, the base you're using makes this look quite bad. Desaturate the green quite a bit. Like, if you're gonna use a green, alright, I'll show you what greens you probably want to go for. So, like, here's like a summary of all the greens we see in the game, except ignore lime and ignore haunted, because those aren't actual textures in the game. Maybe rely on a green that you see in like the health kits, you know, something around this level of saturation would probably be a lot better. Indubitably green, maybe. Let's bump the saturation a tiny amount. But, like, this level of saturation just does not look good in TF2. The other textures are quite nice, but that as the embellishment is definitely not the way to go. It's not the way to go. Definitely desaturate that color. You know, make it look more like... Make it an eerie, kind of gooey green, and not like a vibrant, like saturated green. That's really all you need to do, is just desaturate that green a little bit, kind of... let me see if I can find an example. I want to find an example. This is an example of too much, right? Like, this is too saturated for the custom wear. But I need... What is a good fucking green that they could use? Also, what you could do, buddy, green is gonna look funky. It's gonna look funky on red team. Make a team variant of this, but do orange. Do orange, like a saturated like alien orange, and then a saturated alien green, but not like the neon versions that you have now. I think that would look better. Nickelodeon Gak green. Anyone remember that shit? Anyone remember this shit, dude? Yeah, look, yeah, that's actually perfect. Like a Nickelodeon Gak orange. That's yeah, Nickelodeon Gak orange. Dude, I loved this shit when I was a kid, man. Oh, it's great. But yeah, just I would do a team variant. Make it orange for red team, and then green for blue team. And desaturate the color a little bit, make it more in line with the rest of the game, and then I think the rest of this is totally fine. This is not the first Miss Pauling themed skin that I've seen on the workshop. It's not bad. I don't like this base you're using. I would honestly look to try a different base. This needs something. What does it need? Maybe like some kind of a clothing seam, you know, like buttons on her shirt, you know, like instead of like having metal plates, add like lines with buttons like on her shirt. I think that might be like a cute detail you could put on there. The colors are fine. I think the colors are okay. This might be a little too saturated. Desaturate it, brighten it a little bit. But I think your primary texture needs something. It needs something. It needs something to break it up. It needs like an object or something to break it up. That's what I suggest. No, I wouldn't be opposed to this either if it was added, but it needs a little something. It's a bit too dark. Your dark and also these showcases are really not helping. I would really like to see like in-game inspecs on these and not however you made these, because these are really hard to like. The super bright background is not helping it's not helping you here. Ooh, okay. What could you do? What could you do? I would not have the lines in between the metal plates be the same color as the secondary team texture. It looks kind of strange. Why not make those silver? Why not make those kind of gray? And then make them a bit thicker? That'll make them, it'll make it pop a lot more instead of it just being the same team color. But keep this team color. I think this amount of team color is fine. This is treading a little too far into green territory. Lean it back towards purple a little bit so it's more blue. This is almost teal. Like, make it more blue. But the red is fine. Thicken the spaces between the plates a little bit because it's way too thin. And then I would this black texture's not only kind of noisy, but it's a bit dark. Desaturate that by just a little. This is also like this should be more in like a gray metal territory. This is almost purple, almost purplish. Try those suggestions and see how that could look. Because this is definitely getting somewhere, but it needs tweaks. It needs tweaks. I don't like the blue. I think the biggest thing is the blue, man. Again, this is leaning too far into green territory to where it's almost teal, but I would definitely lean it back towards blue more. Like, and also, pro tip on showcases. What you want to do for showcasing a weapon skin is you want to have direct in-game inspections of someone holding the model against the backdrop of a map instead of, you know, taking what appears to be a Googled screenshot of a TF2 map and then overlaying, you know, backpack inspects. When you're doing your backpack inspects, something simple to like really have the eyeballs be drawn to everything is good, but have it also be something that is an in-game texture. So it's like, okay, this is, you know, against something else that we could expect to see in game. But also give us some in-game inspects. That would be really good. So we could actually see what it looks like in the mercenaries' hands. That would help a lot. Well, I gotta give him props a little bit to this one. It's not an overly saturated color bomb, but man, I will still stand by the fact that unusual taunts were a mistake that should have never been put in this game. Like, unusuals work when they're relegated to a small hat, but when they're 3 times the size of the character model, talk about a bastardization of this game's art style. Like, I really don't think we need more taunt effects. I think all of them should just be removed at this point. But at least in comparison to the unusual hat counterparts of these effects, these are markedly less saturated. So it's okay. It's passable, but I'm so tired of it. I'll say yes to these because these are at least, they're not tacky. They're not tacky clip art. They're eerie, they're Halloweeny, they're not disgustingly overly saturated. It's at least something, right? It's not like neon hands coming out, it's not like fucking spiders, you know. It's okay. It's okay. What's the definition of tacky? I can show you the definition of tacky. I can show you the definition of fucking tacky. Would you like another? Would you like another? We can grab one from this summer. Hold on, let's go to this summer's effects, buddy. Would you like one from this summer? Oh my god, why did they ever think this is a good idea? Oh god, why'd they add this? It's so fucking bad, dude. Oh Jesus. Talk about taking a hot shit. Talk about walking up to someone's front fucking porch, dropping your drawers, and taking a hot shit all over this game by making this unusual effect. My god. I would be ashamed if I ever made this and it got in the fucking game. Holy god, what were they thinking? And then Eric Smith saw this and said, oh yeah, sure, why not? We'll put this in the game too. You want another example of dog shit? Another really good example of dog shit. My god, just little cute spy crab PNGs orbiting somebody with like a PNG disc and then PNG kelp. Oh fuck, why did they think this was okay? It's so bad. You want little fishies instead? You want little fishies? Holy shit, dude. Regain composure. I gotta regain composure, man. Hi. Like, compare those effects, right? Compare those effects to this. This is at least something, right? It's not shit. Some level of effort went into making this look pretty good. This is decent. Those? No. I'll take this any day over that crap. Seriously. Aiden has released yet another version of this warpaint? He's made another version of this. Markedly better, if my memory is serving. The metal engraving. It's just something about fucking, like, you don't see a lot of metal engraving in TF2. That's the problem. The metal engraving is just, it's not common, right? And it's been attempted before. And the only, in my opinion, like, successful execution of, like, engraved designs in metal are on the top shelf minigun, right? Because what does the top shelf minigun use? The top shelf minigun uses a, it's a UV thing. It's a UV thing rather than, like, a drawn-on texture thing. Like, it uses lighting to make this look like it's been engraved, rather than just drawing it directly on the texture. That's why this kind of engraving looks really good in the game, because it's been drawn as like its own flat thing, and then the lighting takes it the rest of the way. And I'm 99% sure the Ambassador does something similar. I have a strange ambi, but where is it? There you are. I don't know, but like, I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. But here, the lines are thinner. The lines are thinner. It's not as dark, right? It's just, it's too much. You, like, dragon scales, for example, is something that is a really small detail that just will not translate well into the game. Envision this for a moment. Imagine the scales weren't there. Imagine the scales weren't there. The Ambassador uses normal maps? Okay, thank you. So yeah, it's normal mapping that, that creates that look of etched metal, right? But something about this primary texture as well is, like, envision if they removed all of the scales. remove those really tiny details, and then I think that would look a lot better. Because right now, as this stands, it's pretty busy. But again, just the nature of in metal engravings is just, it's too much. It's hard to get look right if you're just trying to draw it on a texture and then slap it on a gun. The lovely thing about like the top shelf minigun and the Ambassador is that they were Valve made, and they could exploit, you know, normal mapping to make this look like it's been engraved without actually having to draw the engravings. So I don't know, man. I still don't like this one. I still think this is your weakest one. I love the other ones that we got in game this year. Your other ones are good, but I don't think this metal engraving one is gonna work. I really don't. I just don't think it's gonna match TF2 style unless you can exploit something with normal mapping. The colors are all great. The texture work is phenomenal. It's just not a match for the game. It's not a match. You motherfucker, you know how to tickle my fancy, dude. You know how to tickle my fancy, bitch. I think Aiden knows I like the Gentleman's Collection, right? He knows I like the Gentleman's Collection, I'm sure. He's leaning into that a little bit. I think he might have listened to me before. He's trying to appeal to my preferences and tastes here. I see what you're doing there. One nitpick. One tiny nitpick. The green. The green is a little too blue. You need to bring it back more towards yellow. And then I think it's fine. Then it's good. The green is almost too bluish. Tweak the green a little bit. I like the poker chip, but why a snake's head? Why a snake head? I mean, it's a cool embellishment, but what does it have to do with TF2? I feel like the sticker could have been something that's more tied to the game. Like, instead of a snake head, maybe you could have done... I don't know. I mean, even just something like the TF logo would be good, right? Like, the snake head has nothing to do with the game, so... A lot of Aiden's skins also seem to do this, where he has a theme, he comes up with it. Like, for example, we just got this one in the game. We got, Mechanized Monster. Where are you? M. So, like, we just got Mechanized Monster in the game, right? And this one is themed after Mechagodzilla, right? And so you have, like, the Godzilla Special Defense Force, right? But this one really has no rooting or style that would, like, make it seem like, oh yeah, this would fit in TF2. Oh, Gigan, actually, the Gigan Special Defense Force? Sorry. Gigan Special Defense Force. Or Gigantic Special Defense Force, whatever the G stands for. It's something Special Defense Force. It's a play on the JSDF, which is the Japan Special Defense Force, which is like their military, I think. Don't quote me on that. I think I'm wrong. It's like whatever they use for their whatever it is. But here they didn't really attempt to tie it to the game. And when I reviewed this one the first time, right? When I reviewed this one the first time, I suggested, like, hey, maybe instead of, like, the GSDF, you could do, like, the MSDF, like the Manco Special Defense Force. And instead of Mechagodzilla, you could have done, like, a giant mech from MVM, like the Mecha Heavy, or the Mecha Soldier, or the Mecha Pyro, something, to where it ties it more into TF2. And even if you had done that, people would have still been able to recognize, like, oh yeah, this is a play on Mechagodzilla, for people who actually know what Mechagodzilla is. But also, let's face it, most people playing TF2 right now probably don't even know what Mechagodzilla is because it's a lot of kids. You know, or a lot of younger generation, not kids, but like younger generations that don't know what Godzilla is or don't know what Mechagodzilla is. So, yeah, and that's something that you should do here is instead of a snake head, make it TF2. I know. Oh, so it's like a diamondback pattern. Okay, I see your point there, but even then, even to my point, I live in Texas. We got rattlers everywhere. That's not the first thing that came to mind. Like no one's gonna look at this and go, "Oh, it's a diamondback rattlesnake," right? No one's gonna think that. Like Casino Coiled, I get it. You know, it's a play on words, but the snake, man, it looks good. It's really cool. As it is now, it's fucking amazing. I think it's totally fine. I would love to see this in game right now. But the green and the poker chip, I'd like to see it tied to the TF2 environment a little bit more. But beyond that, It's really good. It is really good. You motherfucker, again, you know how to be a Starbucks warpaint. Great. Now I can't not think of that. This is now the fucking Starbucks warpaint. I'm gonna get my venti strawberry vanilla mocha slop tube. 10,000 calories. I'm gonna waddle out of there like the goddamn American that I am. I'm gonna drive through McDonald's and get my slop burger. I'm gonna sit down in my fucking truck, run that shit in idle, diesel sucking. I'm gonna enjoy my 3,000 calorie meal like the fucking American I am. Motherfucker. It's the fucking Starbucks warpaint. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put... No. So, if you want to be like a real fat fuck, you don't do soy. Whole fat milk. But that's healthy. Soy products are not healthy, so it has to be soy milk. You're right. Sorry, it is my venti strawberry vanilla mocha soy milk based frappuccino with like artificial coconut flakes and caramel syrup. 2,000 calories. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so this is also not seamless. This is not seamless. It's not seamless. Holy fuck, dude. Okay, well, so you want to go back to that other geometrical warpaint we just looked at from Fish Stick Boy and What Boy? That's how you do a geometrical pattern. This is not. The color's way too saturated. You need to make each of the triangles bigger, you know, have each one take up a bit more real estate. You need to make it seamless, because if you don't, you have this big ugly seam running through your texture. Looks really bad. Desaturate the colors. You really need those painterly overlays on this. You really cannot see them at all. And yeah, that's kind of it. Like, your backgrounds, your faded backgrounds look better than your primary textures. Like, use these colors on here, not these saturated versions. Also, one thing that you really need to do for your showcases is do not use a texture on your weapon as a background for your showcase, because it just looks, as you can see, really bad. You know, again, we want to see in-game inspects. Have a merc hold the weapon, inspect it in the game, against the backdrop of the game, on some map, right? So we have an idea of how it actually looks in-game. And also, never add outlines around this. If you add an outline around your weapon, it just doesn't do it any favors. It doesn't, and it certainly doesn't make it pop out from the background any more than it does now. Also, bit of a tip, whenever you're doing your green screens on this, whenever you do your color selection, like you're doing your color select in Photoshop, bring your selection in by like 1 or 2 pixels. I forget the exact key command you have to hit. It's like Control-Shift-I or Control-Shift-Alt-I, something like that. Bring your selection in by 2 pixels so it gets rid of the green outline on there. And your showcases will look better. But no, this is a dud. Change it. This one's just dead? That's just gone. Ugh. Ah. Ooh. What is this primary texture, man? It looks gross. It's like all... Yeah. Like, if this was just black, and we didn't have, like, the webs, this would be fine. But, like, the webby tendrils, whatever these are supposed to be, is really ugly. Oh, what's with the red color choice, man? Ugh. It's not... I don't like, no. I don't like the colors, dude. The colors are really bad. Everything's too saturated. This primary texture is ass. I'm just gonna say no. I think this is just one of those concepts that's a little dead on arrival. A little dead on like don't incorporate gradients like this onto huge areas. You just don't really see that on weapons anywhere. Whenever you get that in TF2, it's just a big block of color, kind of like on the autumn skins, like this. And these barely get away with it, right? Like, you can get gradients on there, right? But they're on really small parts of the weapon model. And they're very subtle. They're not overly saturated, and those tend to look fine. The one with the biggest one that I know of in-game, at least on the original skins, the warpaints have some that are a lot bigger, is, like, the heat guard on the rocket launcher. But even then, it's a very subtle, like, it's not like two huge differences between, like, 2 huge colors. This is like, it goes from really bright to really dark, and that's just No, like, this would have been better as just a solid color with painterly overlays, and then I think it would be fine. Or it wouldn't be fine, it'd be better. And then this red is leaning too far into purple territory. Bring it back to red. Desaturate your black. Desaturate all of this. And then go from there, because this is pretty bad. Oh, Headache's workshop, and I'm getting a headache. There's no way in hell that they drew this pattern. This is definitely something that they got off of Google. I know for a fact that this was not hand-drawn. They took I don't know what type of pattern this is called, but they very obviously took a Googled stock image, tweaked it a little bit in Photoshop, and then slapped it on a weapon, and as a result, we have a very, very hideous final result. It's not AI generated because you can see, like, deliberate, like, the thickness of the lines is very consistent, the placement of everything is very consistent, you don't have, like, any randomness to it that makes no sense. Like, this is a repeating element, this is just some repeating texture they just got off of Google. So, first of all, don't do that. This type of texture is completely inappropriate for the game. Way too many small details. The color work is okay, but, like, just don't Google a stock asset and then think that's acceptable for the game, because it's not. So, yeah, and very few times have I seen patterns like this work in TF2. Like, it's just too busy. You can't make a busy texture like this work. I think this is just a dud. It's a dud, and also a stock image, so I have to downvote it by default. Oh, God! I remember giving feedback on this one, but I don't think it's any better. Ooh. Oh, God. So, well, main thing, you have two very different textures with very different colors juxtaposing against each other, and it makes it insanely noisy. You have a random sticker element with, like, what's with this? Why do you have blue? Why do you have blue in the red variant? That just looks really bad. Get rid of that. Desaturate all of your colors by a little bit. Two different stripes textures of different thickness. Like, this has random thicknesses and it's wavy, and these are perfectly straight. That looks so bad against each other. Jesus. Yeah, like, get rid of one stripe texture or the other and replace it with a solid color, please. Just replace it with a solid color. You don't need two stripe textures. Like, just make this gray. Just make that gray, and this would already be, like, 50% better. Get rid of the random stickers on here. It looks really bad. And, like, the paint style isn't TF2's paint style. This looks like a modern artist's painted style. It just does not match the game at all. I'm sorry. I think this is just really fucking ugly. It's really bad. Also, you really need to up your game settings before you take screenshots, because it's a noticeable level of crusty. It's very crusty. Oh boy. Ugh. It's pretty gnarly. Oh boy. I vote no. Is this just an unusual effect, or is it a taunt? This is a hat? Oh, it's a taunt. Okay. That's cute. It's cute. It's not really a taunt. It's more of an emote. You know, but it's at least not engineered driving a little car around. It's not like, you know, it's at least, like, taunts like these get a pass if they're more in line with what you would expect the mercs to do. Like, it's totally within the engineer's idea of, like, yeah, fuck it, strap a little rocket booster to a light bulb, and then when I get an idea, oh, it flies out of my back pocket then pops up on my head. Yeah, that's okay. But it's not like Medic whipping out a fucking accordion and dancing around like a goofball. This is definitely more in line with what you should expect from a TF2 emote, right? And not Scout doing the Carlton, so I'll vote yes on this one. I think this is okay. Unusual might have been better? No, I would have immediately downvoted this if it wasn't unusual. But the fact that this is a taunt, this is actually quite nice. Yeah, this is... Yeah, I think it's fine. I like it. Accordion fits... The accordion fits the medic well, like a pair of bongos fits the scout well. This is like the 8th time people have sent me this. Why? Why do people keep sending me this? It's like fucking soy. Here, let me... Okay, so... I know people have been wanting this, alright? People have been wanting this. So, here's your opportunity. Take your screenshots now. Let me get like a good soy face for you, and so you can like draw over it, okay? Just so you can like draw over it. Let me get like a good frame here, like I'd like lean my head back. Just like there. Take your screenshots. Draw me as a soy jack. You've had your fun now. My facial hair and receding hairline really sell it too, doesn't it? Fucking awful. Fucking terrible. Belter wear. The belter wear. I don't understand why everything, like every fucking cosmetic that Two Ton Moon makes, they have to make it shiny for some reason. Stop it. Like, this would be fine if it wasn't glossy. Don't make it glossy. This is not what you should do for a cosmetic. Like, it looks great, but then you make it fucking shiny. It's completely unnecessary. You don't need to do this. Like, other than that, this cosmetic is totally fine. Yeah, it's like dipped in wax. It's completely unnecessary. You don't need this, right? And the colors are a little bit off too. Like, some of the other stuff this guy's made it's way more off in terms of the colorization and saturation, but this is definitely getting there in terms of where it should be in line. And like the paint region is subtle. Thank God it's just the collar. But like, again, you made it shiny. Like TF2's clothing is not shiny. Do not mistake lighting for shine. What do you see here? Do you see shine anywhere? Do you see shine on the fucking... Oh, the default pyro? Like, fucking make a... No, I like that loadout. I need to, like, make a default pyro. Where's my fucking... Do I have, like, any loadout that, like, do you see shine anywhere? No. Don't see fucking shine. Don't make clothes shiny. Don't do that. It's weird. I might have Matt Fong disabled. Matt _ Fong 1. You don't see shine. It's weird. Don't do that. I don't like it. If it wasn't shiny, it'd be totally fine. Okay, so well, unfortunately, I've completely lost track of where I was in my links here. Okay, so I was here. Okay, I was here. All right, so let me pull up some new links, and I will continue. All right, this guy sent me like 10, so I'm just gonna click 2 at random. Pull up a few, pull up a few, pull up a few more. This one, and this one. This one, and this one, this one, this one, and that one, that one, and 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 that one. Okay. Moving on. Ugh. Ooh. Ah. No. Gross. No. Okay, so... No. The eye looks terrible. They themed it after an octopus. I get it, but it just looks really bad. Your dots are way too bright and saturated. The way you've made this gradient around the dots looks really bad. This looks like a water texture that was like stock from Photoshop. I know for a fact you did not draw this. This is photorealistic water. There's no way this is actually hand-drawn. No. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, this is not... This is like a stock photo. This is not... No, hard pass. Sorry, dud. Goodbye. Bad. Autumn Argyle. It's okay. I like it. I like the custom wear. I like the lighter custom wear. You know, it's a nice, simple, passable skin. I don't like this. I don't like this. You don't need the random white square in your plaid texture. I would just get rid of that and then let the custom wear get the lighter colors on there for people. You don't need that light square. Remove that. It's going to bother me. It's like one little random element in there. It's going to bug the shit out of me. Get rid of it. But otherwise, it's fine. Otherwise, it's fine. Color palette war paint? Yes, indeed. I like it, though. I think it's fine. Oh, wait, no. I just realized you made it. Sorry. Can't accept any of your items, buddy, because I know for a fact that you did not make this. Someone else did. Moving on. This one is just... Mediocre. It's not great. It's like they went for like a winter camo, but they did the same fucking crime of using a texture on their war paint as the background. Please don't do that. Also, the psychos who made this, I have to say no to that as well. So, no. Okay. Here we go. Now some items that the creators actually made. Stealthy sabotage. This is a full item set here, so let's actually go to like the full item set page. So I think this is referencing something. This is referencing something. I don't know what exactly, but it's okay. Like this should not be something that's available in the game year round. If we still had Halloween restrictions, this would absolutely need to be Halloween restricted. This is not something that should be available year-round at all. The hat-only version is totally fine. If it's just the hat, I think it's perfectly acceptable. If it's just the coat, I also think the coat is wonderfully, perfectly acceptable. Very small paint regions. Thank God the coat is great. This without the mask is great, but with the mask, it really, really needs to be Halloween restricted. Like, it changes too much. It's a little too gaudy, a little too flashy out there, but we know for a fact that they wouldn't Halloween restrict something like this. And this isn't even TF2 anymore. This is something from a different game entirely. It's from a different game entirely, and it would need to be restricted in some capacity. So I don't want to say yes to this mask because it wouldn't be restricted, but everything else I think is totally fine. Like, oh, you can still tell it's a spy with the mask, yeah, thanks to the rest of his body, but the mask itself is, like, this is not TF2 anymore. You've gone too far. You've gone too far. The hat alone, the coat, fine, but the mask is just too much. It's too much. Saw that already? Just like the hat itself is fine. The hat itself is fine. Why do you have to make the whole fucking thing paintable? Why do you have to make the entire thing paintable? Let's just stop. Fuck, man. It's like you make a great hat, and then you make the whole fucking thing paintable. Or you make all the facial hair paintable. It's completely unnecessary. It's totally unnecessary. It's like, enough is enough. Moving on. Okay. All right. Oh no. Oh no. It's old. It's never gonna get added, dude. Oh, it hurts. It's 2015. Oh, what pain. Oh, it sucks. Valve's never going to add this. No. Oh god. Oh no, look at this fucking paint region. I've now had a complete 180. I've had a complete 180 on this, dude. Water Waders Mark II, baby. Fuck. It's like, if you didn't, like, on one hand, this sucks, because this on its own is fucking phenomenal. It looks great. It's beautifully made, matches Pyro perfectly, they got all the colors right, it's great. But then this fucking paint region. You wanna know why this paint region is bad? I'll show you why. This is a blue team Pyro. Here, let me remove this one. This is a blue team Pyro. This is why paint regions like this are bad. You do not make paint regions this huge on cosmetics. This is why you don't have stuff like this in the game. Would you like a better example? This is red team. This is a red team, dude, and this is the fucking massive paint region. Yeah, This is why we don't have paint regions like this, because it detracts from the fucking gameplay. Because, gee, the game is called Team Fortress 2, and if you can't tell what fucking team someone is on, you got a problem. So, shame it won't be added, but it's also a shame that they decided to make the paint region as big as it is. If this wasn't paintable, it would be awesome. It would be awesome if this wasn't paintable. But fuck! They made it paintable. That again. Another one I know that he did not make. Saw that already. This guy's name is just bitch. Oh, lordy. Are these like Blender renders? These are not TF2 screenshots. What did you do? Yeah, these are not TF2 screenshots. What did you do? This is weird. Yeah, these look like they were done in Blender or something. What the fuck? That's bizarre. Half-Life model viewer? Yeah, this is not, these are not TF2 screenshots, so that's a little misleading. Because then when you look at them in game, they look completely different. Kind of mediocre. I don't like it. It's the purple. It's the purple, and like having a checkered pattern, like a full checker pattern over the entire weapon tends to look really bad. Checkered patterns tend to look the best when they're left to small areas of a weapon model. Case in point being Corsair. Corsairs always want to go back to if you want to know if you want to know how to handle checkered patterns. This is how you handle checkered patterns, right? They're orientation locked, they're left to small areas of the weapon models, and that tends to look really good, right? This looks totally fine. Random orientation on checkered patterns obliterates the look of them, and they look fucking terrible. They're absolutely terrible. This is how checkered patterns should be handled. But yeah. No, listen, like again, don't ask me to sign shit, just send it and I'll get to it, all right? Ha, I see what you did there. So, as clever as the referencing is, I'm gonna have to say no simply because the colors really aren't appropriate for the game. But as an Ava fan, I have to give you props for trying. You know, I mean, I see what you did there. I see what you did here, but I mean, I just gotta say no. It's cute. It's clever, but like I like how you made certain parts of this shiny. Like that looks neat. But just the color, actually, I don't know, man. The colors, it's weird because like they chose colors that all work in TF2, but when they put them all together, it looks kind of bad. This is referencing Neon Genesis Evangelion. It's an anime. It's my favorite anime that it's my favorite anime, and it's referencing the Ava units 1 and 2. So like here's Ava unit 2 and then Ava unit 1. So they based weapons off of their color palettes, and they again chose all colors that would work in TF2, but when you put them all together, they look really ugly. Yeah. And it's cool too because like they worked really hard to like match the painterly style, keep the simple impressionistic armor set to it, you know, like the simple impressionistic texture. Yeah, it looks like Samus armor. But it just doesn't look appropriate for the game. I'm sorry. I mean, I would rather take this over some of the other hot garbage, but eh, I don't think it's good for the game, man. It's like this, like there was another Ava skin someone else made that looks really good. That's also based off of Ava units, and it's based off the plug suits, right? I think that the thing here is the green. The green is the problem. The green contrasts way too strongly with the red. It contrasts too strongly with the purple. Like if it was all black, that would kind of be cool. But it's the green. The green is the problem here. I mean, yeah, it is just stripes, but it looks good. It's not bad. It's not bad. Color work is solid. Texture work is solid. I fear that this fuzziness you have going on to like mimic a fabric texture might be a little noisy. But I do like it. I think it's okay. Yeah, yeah, this is how a stripes war paint should be done. I agree. Like it's just that it is just the nature of the base they chose that you have this much real estate for stripes, but also they selected a specific seed where these are perfectly horizontal. Like if these were at a slant, then it would be less noisy, and most war paints are going to look like that. Like for example, if you go to something like saccharine striped, let's see, saccharine striped. Yeah, you go to saccharine striped, and then I don't remember if this one's base puts a lot on the rocket launcher. Yeah, it does. Like, so most of the time, you're going to get a seed that looks like this, where it's not perfectly, or not perfectly vertical, I should say, not horizontal. If it's not perfectly vertical, that looks fine. But if you get a seed that is, you know, perfectly vertical, then it's going to look a lot more noisy. Let's see if I can get one that's pretty close. That's close-ish. Yeah, so it looks a little more noisy when they're closer to vertical, but most of them are going to be like, there we go. That looks kind of bad. But if you get like a good slant like that, that tends to look better. So, yeah, I think this will make a good, yeah, it'd make a good Merc grade. I think it's fine. It looks pretty good. I'm okay with it. Saw that already. Saw all these already. Intel Basement. I would get rid of the text. Get rid of the text. Thicken. Honestly, I don't even think you need the stripe, dude. I would get rid of the white stripe. Like, I know you're trying to copy the Intel case. Like, I know that's the inspiration, but the white stripe doesn't do this any favors. Darken it and desaturate it a little bit. It's like, the Intel case is heavily saturated for a reason, right? The Intel case is saturated for a reason because it's an object that the developers wanted you to see. Like, if someone drops it, they want to make it a very obvious object that your eyes gravitate towards, so you go and pick it up. When you translate that over onto a weapon model, it doesn't look as good. So, to better incorporate that into a weapon texture, you need to desaturate it a little bit, kind of bring the colors more in line with a weapon. You need to break these up with those painterly overlays so it's not just solid blocks of color. That would help it a lot too. If you get like a painterly overlay, get like more subtle gradients in there, it's not going to be super in your face with how saturated this is. It would look a lot better. Like the red also, like yeah, the main textures need to be broken up a little bit, and I would get rid of the top secret text. Maybe just have that as a sticker. Like, get rid of the white. Yeah, get rid of the white stripe. Have a white background with top secret, you know, the dark top secret text with the white background, or like the washed out white background. Have that be your sticker. And then keep like the lines as like the opening of the briefcase, right? Like have that be an extra detail to break up the primary texture. Desaturate the main colors a little bit and give it that painterly overlay, more of that painterly style in there to break, because you can see it a little bit, like you get little pieces of it here, but you need more in there to break it up, and then I think it would be fine. It needs work, but I like the theming of this, but you can bring it more in line with the weapon skin, I think. Yes. Again, it's like more of an emote than a taunt. Like, haha, like they're all drinking their different drink. It's not really a taunt. It's just another emote. And even then, it's like not really in line with, you know, each merc, aside from like what it is they're drinking. It's another fairly generic kind of a thing. Like, haha, Pyro drinks gasoline. Soldier is retarded and he emptied out his whole bottle. Oh, he forgot his water, guys. He's stupid, you know? Just like, if this was a demo man only taunt, fine. But we already have a taunt where he drinks his booze. So like, it's well made, and also all of the animations are all like overly done. Like, it's all overly exaggerated animations. Like, they're not original TF2 taunt-ish looking things. They're all like really like, whoa, and like overly exaggerated and emotive, right? Like crazy moving. It's like, look at me go, gulp. You know, it's too much, you know? TF2's animations are good because they're very simple, right? They're not like crazy stuff. Yeah, it's too much. I don't like it. Yeah, it would fit the spy, and it would work for Demo Man, but it's just it's too much. Too much. Holy God, what am I looking at? This is really, really intense. So we have a photorealistic skull with a photorealistic moon with a there's a lot going on here. My God. I can't decide if I like this or not. I can't decide if I like it. Decide for me, chat. I'm gonna be a bad YouTuber and people are gonna clip this. Do I like this or not? What do you think, chat? Should I like this? Should I like this? I'm seeing a lot of no's. I don't know. It's like part of me does like this. It needs changes though. The sparkles are completely unnecessary. Like, okay, pick the rain or pick the sparkles. If it's either the rain or the sparkles, one or the other, then it's fine. Don't do both. Don't do both. I think the stars would be better because it's a moon against the stars, and I think that would be better. I would pick the stars. I would pick the stars. And then I would get rid of the rain. And then the fact it's all red. You need to give it something so it's not all red, because if you see a big red thing over someone on blue team, that's the first thing your eyes going to go towards, because it's this big flashy thing and oops, all red. It could fuck up team recognition, especially in combination with other cosmetics. I could see it. Rarely, but I could see it. Maybe make the mist around the skull gray, like Stormy 13th Hour or Knife Storm. Like incorporate some gray in there. Like what I like about this and that it's unique is that it's, the skull blending into the moon. I think that's kind of cool. I think that's badass, but you need to bring some gray into here so it's not just this big red thing over the mercs' heads. And then and get rid of like the bleeding. Is like a tongue. Is this like a tongue? What is this meant to be? I don't. This is unnecessary. I would get rid of whatever this is too. Get rid of that. Keep the mist. Keep the moon skull. Keep the sparkles. Incorporate some gray in there with the background, and then I think it would be fine. Yeah, as it stands now, it's a bit too much, and it's a bit too much red. No, yeah, I like the skull too. I like the skull and how it's blended with the moon, but the rain and the sparkles are too much, and you need to get some gray in there to make it not all red. It's almost there. It's almost there. The thing is, like, if you look at Cloudy Moon and Harvest Moon and Misty Skull and Stormy 13th Hour, those clip arts are also kind of photorealistic. This one does indeed have a lot more detail than those effects do. They could definitely simplify this a bit by rubbing out a lot of the finer details, smooth this out a bit, and then I think it would be a lot better. So it's not so photorealistic, because you're going to lose a lot of that in the game when it's put in there. But that's another minor nitpick. So, and yeah, what's more is that these are probably just stock photos that they blended together, but at least it's like, here's the thing. If you're just straight up copying and pasting stock assets and not doing anything transformative with them or like bringing them in line with TF2 style, that's the wrong way to do it. If you are legally acquiring stock assets and you're being transformative enough with them, where it's like obviously not just the original thing anymore, then I would consider that fair and okay use for stock assets. But all the stock asset use we have in the game up until this point is not that, at least from the workshop side of things. So this one needs tweaks, and it could be better. I kind of like it. I like the color. I like the colors. I don't like the fact that it's a Game Boy. Why does it have to be a Game Boy? Or an Atari, rather. It's either an Atari or a fucking Game Boy. We don't... Wow! Why is it brown? It doesn't... No. Do black. Black would be way better. Like, black or gray custom... This looks like you dipped it in shit. Don't do this. No. Do black. Black is way better. Black is way better. This should be black custom wear. 100%. Don't do brown. It's not rust. It looks like shit. Looks like you pulled out this weapon, you stuck it up your butt, or you dipped it in sewage. Don't do that. Have this be a simple, like, dark gray or black custom wear, and this would be phenomenal. Don't do brown. Brown is bad. Like, when you do brown, when you do fucking brown, like on, what was it fucking called? Business class. Like, on its own, like, this, like, that, the skin from there, and then this skin too. Where are you, fucking business? I can't spell. Like, that looks fine. But then as soon as you get wear on it, oh, you dipped it in shit. You dipped it in dookie, and it looks really bad. Like, if this had been a black custom wear and not brown, whoa, would have been way better. Same case here. If this was like a dark gray or a black, then it would be so much better. So much better. Beyond that, the texture work is really good. I think the color work is amazing, except the brown. I don't, why does it have to be a Game Boy? Can it be something else? Please? Like, maybe you could have incorporated, like, some of the bells and whistles from some of the spy tech that you see in 2 Fort. Like some of the buttons or something. Like you see on one of the like, the computers or something. That would be a little bit more in line with what you would expect to see in the game. It's not bad, though. But like incorporating like haha video game into TF2, it's like it doesn't really fit, like tone wise, but it's such a small detail. It's just like, you know, the D-pad and then the 2 buttons where it's like it's not terrible. I'll let it slide. Like if it looked like a fucking N64 controller or something, then I'd be pissed. As it is now, this one looks pretty good, but you really it looks like you dipped it in shit, man. It really does. It looks like you dipped it in shit. Looks like you dipped it in shit. Oh, yeah. Whoa, okay. So we have another collection of skins here. Okay. Before I do this, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna get a drink, and then I will tackle yet another collection of skins. And we'll go from there. So, like, this will be the last collection I do on the stream, and then I'm just gonna do, like, one-off things, because I know people want me to, like, I want to, like, focus on one-off things, so it's, like, a bit more fair. But, I will be right back. Okay, we're back. We have returned. Okay, we have a full collection of war paints, and I guess the appropriate way to do this is to go from Merc to Elite grade. We'll go from bottom up. Also, has anyone tried this? So, any fucking LaCroix boys? Any LaCroix boys out there? Any fellow enjoyers of fizzy water? LaCroix is overpriced as shit, right? LaCroix is overpriced as shit, but they have this limoncello flavor. This limoncello. It's very good. It has vanilla. It's got like a vanilla aftertaste. I like it. Tastes good. It's like a smooth flavor, if that makes sense. Soy. It's just water. It's just essenced water. There's no soy in this. It's just fucking carbonated water. Drinking water is apparently a soy activity now. God forbid. And I recycle. Okay? I recycle. So what do you want me to drink? Just fucking straight tap water? I could. I mean, that's what my water bottle is full of. I got nothing but tap water in here. Alternatively, but I wanted something cold and I wanted something with bite. Would you rather me drink soda, which is the essence of soy? Just plain sugar. They put soy in the tap water. Okay, first off. Grave Robber. I like it. It's good. I actually kind of something about the gradient that's a bit throwing me up. What's going on here? What is that? The bone texture is really good. I like the bone texture. The black texture is... Black texture's fine. Something about this gradient, man. Like when you get kind of in the in-between parts, it looks fine. But then when you get to like these areas here, this is too saturated. I think you need to bring this down a little bit. Like, the gradient that handles these colors quite well... shit, I have to, like, actually go all the way through my file tree to get to the TF2's game files, dude! Give me just a minute. Where are you? Windows, users, my name, not like it's any fucking mystery. Program files, Steam, Steam apps, common. Pull those aside. What am I doing? I'm using the wrong fucking program. Like an idiot. Look at me go. Need GCFscape. Hello. Not the file explorer. Man, I'm firing on all cylinders right now. Alright, let's see here. Get me to my patterns. Patterns, and then we want autumn, and then we want... Where is this grading? Gargoyle... Where are you? Is that it? Nope, wrong one. Where's that gradient? Wasn't you. Wood? Was this one? Yeah. So, compare these levels of saturation to what you've got going on here. This is what you want to aim for in terms of your color choices here. These gradients lean a little too far into heavily saturated territory. Like, when you hit these in-between parts, it looks totally fine. But when you get, like, right smack dab in the middle, then it becomes too much, in my opinion. Like, here we go. Can't really see it. The fuck's going on with my chat? Anyway, moving on. That's the problem with this one. Otherwise, it's fine. Manticore. Holy saturation. Okay, immediately turn down the purple a little bit. The red is fine. You need to desaturate this a little bit. It's a little bit too vibrant. The wood is okay. Let's see. Custom wear, I think it's... The wear itself looks fine. Yeah. Only problem with this one, I think you need to desaturate the purple just a little bit. Other than that, I think it's fine. You know, like I think Saccharine Striped handles that level of purple quite nicely. Like, that is just about as far as you want to get. Like right about... Even then, that's pushing it a bit too much, I think. Yeah, I would drop the saturation a tad on this one. Tad on this one, but yeah. No custom wear, this threw me off, but yeah, looks fine. Just desaturate the purple a little bit, then I think it's fine. Secret spells. Oh, it's based off the spell book. This has custom wear. I don't like the lock. The lock looks weird. I need to see in-game screenshots. Show me in-game screenshots. That's what I need to see. I don't like the lock. It's I think you need to incorporate another color that isn't brown on this. It is too much brown. Like, I think you need something else here. Like, maybe this tertiary could be black, or maybe it could be something that's team color, like a blue metal or a red metal. You have way too much brown going on here. The custom wear is nice. I like going with a bloody custom wear. I want to see more of those in game, honestly, because the only one we have is fucking Boneyard. So I like the custom wear, but just like, I think your tertiary should be a different color. If your tertiary was a different color, I think it would help a lot. Because like the leather with like the stitching, I think is fine. I want some gray. I want some gray. I want some black on here to help break up the amount of brown. I think that would help. Because this one's fine. Just whichever this darker one is, this one, whatever this one is, make that black. I think that would help. Something about the lock is bothering me too. Honestly, maybe if you just change that tertiary, then that's probably all you need to do. Then maybe the lock will look a little bit better. The blood needs more contrast? No, I think the blood is fine. If they made the blood too like more saturated, it would be way too bright. Like if it was anything more than this, it would just be like, whoa, be too much. I think the custom wear is fine, but I would definitely swap out your tertiary or your secondary, something here to get some black in there. Then I think it'd be fine. Horseman Select. So pumpkin patched Mark II. This is quite literally all this is just pumpkin patch Mark II. I mean, I think it's fine. You made this new texture. Like this is just okay. I think it's alright. Yeah, you might be at the mercy of fucking random scaling, which sucks. I fucking hate that because as a result, like on some weapon models, like the ridges on the pumpkins look fine. Like it looks fine on the black box, looks fine on the Claymore, but then when it gets really fucking small on certain weapon models, it just looks really fucking bad. I hate that shit. But that's because you're just at the mercy of whatever warpaint base you decided to choose, and there's really nothing you can do about it, and that sucks. But yeah, I like this. This is quite good. It looks good. Colors are good. Textures are good. How does it wear? That's my curiosity. Wears fine. I mean, yeah, this one's good. I like this one. I'd like to see this one in game. I'd like to see another pumpkin skin in the fucking game that isn't, you know... what do we have? Like, just fucking... yay, pumpkin plastered, way! It's so fun! Yeah, better than something like this. Definitely. Spooky stripes. Toothpaste. I just don't... Purple and green look so bad against each other, man. It very rarely does it look good. Like, I know you're theming it off of, you know, elements on the map, but purple and green just look really fucking ugly. The red variant looks fucking awesome. I love the red variant. Looks great. Just the purple and green look really bad. Fuck. change one of the colors, keep the purple, maybe do purple and white. Do purple and the washed out white. I know you're going for like the tent on the fucking Doomsday reskin, but just the green looks really bad. I don't like it, and purple and green contrast in like the ugliest way possible. You just can't, it just rarely looks good. And it might be a little too light, but that might also be because of the shader you have on here. I like the shininess of it. It's pretty clean, but I just don't think the purple and green is good. I would change the green to be the same white you're using on the red variant, and then I think it'd be totally fine. And green is bad. Speaking of green, Zephaniah's will. No, this is too busy. You can't have really finely detailed textures like this if it's taking up that much visual real estate. This one, it's way too busy. It's way too crammed in there. The way you would make a texture with this level of detail work is you gotta scale up the shit out of it. So each of the individual shapes is taking up a lot more real estate, and it's not crammed down and really fuzzy and noisy. It's too many small shapes to where it's like a random noisy bleh. Just no. Scale it up, you know, go from there. Like, I like the houndtooth, you know, like, and the houndtooth pattern is cool, but again, it looks like you're at the mercy of random scaling, where in some cases it looks too small, but in other weapon models it looks fine. Like, you see how much it's scaled up here on the power jack? That looks good. But like how scaled down it is on the revolver and the amputator, like, that looks really bad. Like, if you can have this scaled up enough to where it's at this level for as many weapon models as possible, then it would look better. I like the houndtooth as well, but I fear that the scaling on this one's also being squished down too much, where it's going to get too fuzzy. Maybe bump the scaling on that too, tweak it a little bit, but definitely try this first. Fiddle with that main texture first, and then maybe the houndtooth won't look so bad. Because sometimes one texture can be the problem that might be bringing others down. And then the fact that it's green and it's going to look weird on red team. Fuck. It's not super saturated, you know, along the lines of like the airstrike, so it won't be too bad, but I'd like to see a team variant. Just green on red, or green contrasts with red in, again, the worst way possible, because those are complementary colors. And sometimes complementary colors look good together, but green against red is blech. I don't like it. $10. Finally got you live. Thanks for all that I do for the community. I don't do shit. I just talk about shit. And people take what I say and do with it what they will. But I appreciate the $10 nonetheless. Thank you. Yeah, scale up that main texture first and see how that works. Haunted Night. Ooh. Again, it's like you're going a little crazy with the saturation here, man. Dial it down a little bit. Clever that you're going for like a night sky thing. Nice to see something like that other than just like more stripes. You have the mountains, you have the clouds, you have the stars. I like it. The gradients aren't taking up so much real estate to where it's like, you know, ugly. I like how this is playing on a stripes warpaint without it being stripes. This is refreshing to see. Definitely dial back the saturation a little bit. You know what I would have liked to have seen? Like, I know you're mimicking the skyboxes, but I want to see some orange in there. Maybe, like, add a bit of orange tinge to the stars. Maybe throw a moon in there. Like, you know how, Starcrossed does it. Starcrossed. Where are you? So, like how Starcrossed does it. Not exactly like this. But you know how they throw, you know, the moon in there? It is a random sticker embellishment, but it tends to be large enough where it's going to take up some real estate and not be, like, completely absent. Like, and not like a ton of tinge. It looked wrong. I think you can do it. Like, if you just tweak just like a little bit of just a slight orange tinge on those stars, then it would look good. And then toss the moon in there with a slight orange tinge, but keep it mostly white like you have with the stars right now. Just a little orange highlight. I want to see how that looks. That might help. Because right now it's too much purple. And a little too saturated. Bring it down a little bit. Just a little. Not much, just a little bit. Ah, okay, so this is like the fifth or sixth attempt I've seen at like a haunted metal style war paint. And frankly, this one looks like all the rest. It's fine. It's okay. It's, you know, it's purple metal. It looks dingy. It's washed out enough. Like when you're working with purple, this is kind of like the level of saturation you want to go for. I think this looks good. It is admittedly just on the pile of other haunted metal war paints, and if any of them get added, I don't think anyone's going to be able to tell the difference between the two, or between any of them. But I like it. I like it. I would like to see something like this in the game, and yours is no exception. I think it's totally fine. Put it in. It's good. I like this one. This one is easily the strongest and the best in your collection by far. All the color work is really good. Texture work is phenomenal. Very reminiscent of the Fireproof Secret Diary war paint that's also been on the workshop for a very long time that is just never going to get added because Valve ignores good stuff. But this one's good. This one is absolutely deserving to be in the game. It's easily the best out of the collection, hands down. Really don't see anything wrong with it. How does it wear? No shit brown wear, dude. Good. No shit brown wear. Gotta appreciate that. But no, it's good. What's funny, interesting, one of the few war paints I've seen manage to get silver to not look like ass. It's not bad. And like even the gold is muted enough to where it kind of leans more towards brass territory and not gold. And it's more like washed out too. That looks quite good. Something you do, motherfucker. I hate when people do this. I hate when you fucking do this. Don't like just like the background texture, it needs to be something different. I want to see it against maps. I want to see it against maps. If it's against maps, it's better. Or against something that doesn't have a lot of detail. Like, again, I gotta go back to Pamp, man, because Pamp does everything. Pamp does fucking everything right. I'm sorry. He really does. Seriously, he does. He does everything fucking correct. I can't emphasize that enough. Give me a Pamp war paint here. I want to show you how he does his showcases. No, that's not it. Where give me a Pamp war paint. I probably passed one already because I'm stupid. Where is it? Is this it? No. Here we go. So, how Pamp, let me see if I can, like this one too. This one uses a texture on the weapon model already, but it's simple. It's a simple texture in the background that's not taking your eyes away from what you're showcasing, you know? That's what you need to do. And then one of his other like these are all nice too. Like these too. Like it's like a simple background. Just a simple, all you need is a simple background. Just a simple background color. That's all you need to do for your showcases, right? It should be an in-game texture with in-game colors, and then you got it. That'll really help your showcases. But yeah, again, that one is easily the best war paint in that collection. I'd like to see it. It's good shit. Why do you keep making worst takes ever? Please say, hey, please say something good. I did. I just now said that this is very good. Like, people, like, get mad at me when I say I dislike something, and because people despise anyone. It's like, we live in the modern era where any negative opinion about anything is automatically exacerbated and exaggerated to the point where, oh, this person only ever has negative takes. Oh, this person only ever has negative opinions. Oh, he just fucking hates everything. No, I happen to dislike this one thing. That doesn't translate to everything, right? Stop being toxic by saying you dislike something. Oh boy, piss. It's okay. This one feels a little bit more in line with, like, TF2's animation style. It's not, nothing's, like, overly exaggerated, but this is yet another emote. It's yet another emote, but it's not the worst I've seen. I'll say yes. I wouldn't mind seeing this one. I'm kind of succumbing to the fact that we're not gonna get taunts anymore. We're just gonna get shitty emotes. I hate that. It is a little too long, I will agree. Like, you need the immediacy of taunts. You need the immediacy of taunts. They need to be short. They need to be sweet. They need to piss people off. That's what a taunt is, right? Also, Beetlejuice Warpaint. I like it. This is clever. You like it? You like it? I like it. So a friend of mine made this one, and he's talking about the like dislike ratios on this one, and this one did not perform well on the workshop, mainly because we just got bomb carrier for summer, and putting another stripes warpaint on the workshop that looks very similar to that one is immediately gonna like make people go, we don't want this. So it got heavily disliked, but I think this one's pretty good. Like, it's a clever reference that's neatly tied in a TF2 style. It handles custom green wear quite nicely, unlike that's how you do it. This is how you do it. This is a better one. I like this. I like this. Would not mind seeing it in game. Would like, well, and you know what? Yeah, I'll do it. Just to help a brother out, as they say. If you like this, then go upvote it. No. Nope. Holy saturation, Batman. Really need to tone this down. You need something to break up the primary texture. I like how they managed to get like Manco on the side there. Is this a randomly oriented element? How did they get that on there? It's not a sticker. Is this a sticker? If this is a sticker, that's very clever. I like how they handled that, but the secondary team color texture is way too saturated. Also, is there a blue variant? I hope there's a blue variant. Is there a blue variant? You really need a blue variant for this. I pray to God. Okay, there is. Oh no! Can we just like the saturated paints were a fucking mistake for this game. Is it random? Is it paintable? Yeah, it's a random chance for each of the different colors. Or not a random chance, you have a higher chance of getting the team colors, and then a progressively smaller chance to get different colors. Of course, they make lime green and hot pink and white and black the rarest ones to get, but that doesn't save these colors from looking fucking hideous in the game. I'm sorry, when you have giant saturated color patches like this on weapons, on character models, it just does not fit in the game, and it looks really bad. You know what you should have done? What you should have done with this is you should have omitted those overly saturated colors and just worked with the ones that fit in the game just fine. You could have stuck with the greens, you could have stuck with all the different team colored variants, but why did you have to put fucking lime green and pink in there? Get those out, and then it'd be totally fine. But the fact you incorporated those in there as these really disgusting saturated options, to me, it's really inappropriate. Additionally, something else you need to do is just having flat colors like this on the weapon models looks really bad. You need to have something else in there to break up solid patches of color. You need those, painterly gradients on there. Having solid chunks of color looks really bad. No default weapon model, no fucking default weapon model looks like that, right? Every default weapon model has these painterly gradients on here and things to break it up. There's no solid chunks of color, except on smaller weapon models, a la, say, the flare gun. Where are you? Except the flare gun, except it's this tiny little thing, and it's not this big, massive weapon model with like these big patches of solid color. Just, ugh. So, you need to break up these solid patches of color. Like, all the team color variants are totally fine, but my god, not this, not fucking pink, or just remove those two, please, God, and then it would be fine. Fuck. Just have some common fucking sense, seriously. When it comes to, like, making shit for the game, have, like, a tiny amount of common fucking sense with color choice. Just, ugh. Security sleeves. So we have, like, cargo pants except for his fucking arms. And only the elbow pads are paintable. Okay, that's at least not a giant fucking paint region. I'm okay with that. It's kind of chunky. It's a little chunky. But I don't dislike it. I don't dislike it. Kind of like it. Yeah, it's a decent shirt. It's a decent shirt. I'm a fan of it. Small paint regions make it acceptable. Adds a lot more team color than Heavy has normally. Yeah, there is clipping. There's some clipping. Which kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do? Oh no, I think it's fine. I think it's okay. I like it. It's okay. This is kind of going back to, like, you know, another haunted metal style variant. It's alright. The color work is fine. I fear the texture work is too photorealistic. Like, you have too much of, like, I assume they went with, like, artificial noise to make, like, a galvanized metal texture. It's a little too fine. Hazard warning does it hazard warning gets it close. Hazard warning, hazard warning. Yeah, see how scaled up this is? With, like, the individual, like, galvanized bits? Scale it up to this level, and then that looks a lot better, right? You have larger patches of color instead of, like, these really fine dots. It's gonna look like television static, right? So I would scale that up. The brushed metal is fine. I would ixnay the gradient on this. You don't need it. I would just keep this a solid gray. And I would also get rid of, like, the additional layer of noise on this. It's pretty obvious that, like, this is meant to be like a leather grip or something. You don't need, like, the fuzziness on here. It doesn't do it any favors. Beyond that, it's alright. I don't know, man. This looks weird. Who made this? This is odd. It's not quite TF2. It's not really TF2. Like the metal working you've got going on here is really not the right, like, these beveled edges are something you don't see in TF2. It looks weird. The color work is largely fine. Like, the blue variant's okay, but I just it's not really it's not really a TF2 skin. I'm gonna say no. I don't like it. I think this would be better. This would, like, both of these lean too far into purple territory. Bump this more into red, bump this more into blue, and then I think it'd be fine. Other than that, the color works pretty good. The sticker's kind of ugly though. I get what they're going for here. You know, it's like I guess a baseball uniform. Oh, it's got a custom wear too. Like, the brown custom wear looks nice on this one because it's more like rust and not like dark shit brown. So, yeah, and these are solid colors, but they're broken up with some finer details in here. This, I don't like. This shouldn't be stripes. I wouldn't do stripes on this. I wouldn't do stripes on this. I'd get rid of that. Have that be a solid color, and then do, like, a painterly overlay on top of that. Break it up. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do for that. And then tweak the saturation on these, or not saturation, but tweak the hue on these. Make this more blue. Make this more red. They both lean a little too close into purple. And I think it's okay. So tacky. Oh my god. There's a line, right? There's a line, and you cross it. It's so ugly. Just this big, tacky, fluorescent thing on Scout's face. Ugh. Hard pass. Hard pass. Alright, let me try to get some stuff from other people. Get some more links here. A couple of links out of here. Bring you, and you. You, and you. Okay, that should be enough. Even though I'm seeing a bunch of repeats of other things. I have a fucking flush? What? What? Apparently, so, back in the day, for those unaware, you could submit ideas for merchandise. for Valve to sell. You could do this way back in the early days on the workshop. You can't do it now. They've since shut down that element. But someone made a Scout plush. So there you go. Whoa, that's a lot. This is not TF2 anymore. I am looking at a completely different character now. Holy shit. Good lord. Yeah, this is another one of those item sets where it's incredibly well made. It looks really good, but this is just too much for TF2. You've changed way, way too much. First of all, you've obliterated Demoman's silhouette from the middle of his upper arms up. That's just completely gone now. Have fun trying to headshot this sniper, right? That's if I can think of one instance where this is going to detract from gameplay, not good. This isn't Demoman anymore. You've now created a full-blown astronaut. The only thing that makes it remotely look like Demoman are his boots and his eye patch. You've changed too much. It's Fortnite. I'm saying the line. It's Fortnite, not exactly Fortnite style, but you get what I mean. I'm looking at a different game now. Like, again, you can exude all of the creative prowess you desire, but there is a line where it just becomes too much. It's just too much. It's gone way too far. I gotta say no, man. Again, it's very well made. All the texture work and stuff is phenomenal, but it just goes way, way too far beyond what a cosmetic should be for this game. Plain and simple. It's just too much. It's just too much. Seen this already. What? I'm assuming this is just someone taking the piss. This is just someone taking the piss. This is just the default weapons, so very funny. Someone just taking the piss. Clever name. Emperor clothed. Emperor has no clothes on. Ha ha ha. Funny. Slave labored. Okay. Alright, this is interesting. Here we go. This is something interesting. Ooh, okay. So V2 is already, I think, a lot better. These are slightly too saturated. Also, it might not be the saturation. I think how dark the rivets and the spaces between the metal plates are is a bit too much. This is better. The way these are grayer and lighter, and these are like more washed out metal plates. This second version is way, way better in my opinion. The custom wear, however, is way too fucking much. This is not rust, this is copper. If you're gonna do a custom wear with rust, it needs to be a whole hell of a lot darker, because a bright custom wear like this against fairly busy textures already is just gonna make it it's gonna add way too much visual noise. It's one of the reasons why I personally do not like the custom wear on Sky Stallion. Sky Stallion uses a gradient for custom wear, and it adds a lot more visual noise to an already very busy warpaint. You have one very busy texture against another very busy texture, and then when you add a gradient custom wear like this that is very, very bright in comparison to the rest of the textures, it just ends up making a very, very noisy composition overall, and I think it's pretty ugly. So if you're going to already have fairly busy textures, you need a very simple, dark custom wear underneath in order for it to look pretty good. So the texture work here is pretty good. It might stand to be scaled up a little bit, but yeah, this rust wear is not rust wear, and I think it's too bright, and I don't think it's going to look very good. So I would definitely change the color of it to something else. But beyond that, yeah, this more washed out one definitely looks really good in the game. This looks good. This looks good, but don't have that custom wear. Yeah. Yeah, V2, get rid of the custom wear. Whoa! Okay, well, holy god. Whoa. Yeah. fairly self-explanatory as to what's wrong with this one. Way too saturated. Just it's just another it's just more simple stripes. Like, fine, that can work, but good god, this is just way too saturated. Tone this down a lot. Don't have this be a tinge of blue or a tinge of red. Maybe just like a gray or a black would be fine, you know. But then it's like it's just another stripes war paint. It's too saturated, man. Just desaturate the hell out of this, and then incorporate more gray onto this. Like having like this gray against this darker red looks good, but this is way too bright. And then if you change too much, it's gonna end up just being another bomb carrier. So I don't know, man. Just yeah. It's another has-been hotel war paint. We already have a has-been hotel war paint. We already have fucking Snowflake's World. We already got this shit. Oop, wrong one. My bad. This one is also garbage, to be fair. But we already have this one that I myself can make in Photoshop in 2 fucking minutes. Hot dog shit. Just, it's piss. It's piss. Just piss. More piss. What? Why? Why do we need piss-themed things? It's like, it's gross. It's gross. We don't need piss. We don't need piss-themed things, please. Just, like... Color-wise, it's fine. The bubbles don't do this any favors. Get rid of the bubbles. Yeah, this should be beer. Make this beer, please. Make this a lager. Don't make this piss. Go back and make this fucking beer, please. Don't make this a piss-themed war paint. I like that idea. So, like, it's not like, just have this be like beer, not Girardi soda. It's urine. It's gross. Nasty. I don't want to be holding piss when I play my game. Beer would make more sense. But if you want to talk about the visuals on this, I would get rid of the bubbles. These little elements like this really don't do this war paint any favors. It would definitely clean up the overall composition. The sticker looks good. The color work is totally fine. The texture work is totally fine. It's just the bubbles that look really bad on this. Little random speckled elements like this do not do war paints any favors ever. They tend to look really bad. But beyond that, it does look good. It's just fucking piss themed. Why does it have to be piss? Did it need to be piss? It can be beer. Make it beer, please. It doesn't need to be urine. God. Sentinelized. Sentinelized weaponry. What? Based on the ballista and sentinel technology from Doom Eternal. Interesting. Do you know what I first thought of when I saw this? Can anyone guess what I first thought of when I saw this? I feel bad, but... Can anyone guess? It made me think of Shrek. It looks like Shrek to me. Sorry, it looks like Shrek. It's a Shrek war paint. I'm sorry, it does. It looks like fucking Shrek. It's a feature. I think the main problem with this war paint is this primary texture. You need to have some kind of repeating element on here. If you have a giant block of green and then 2 little blocks of brown, the way it's going to end up oriented on a lot of weapon models is you're going to get like a big nasty seam cutting through a lot, right? Like, it ended up kind of okay on the grenade launcher, but when, like, on the minigun, you get these big, nasty lines cutting across here, and that really doesn't look very good. No TF2 textures do this, right? TF2 textures have, like, usually a simple repeating element, or, like, a fairly noticeable repeating style to them. This, it's not, like, tiling. I guess it would be tiling, but this just does not look very good. I think, honestly, like, I appreciate the referencing done here, but it's a bit of a dud. I gotta say it's a dud. The color work is fine. Color work is fine, but the primary texture is not good. You need to do something with this. Like, if this was like more of like repeating tiles, you can keep the shapes on here, but like make this more like a repeating tile and not like trying to perfectly recreate like the large colored patches on these weapons. Like, if this was a custom UV map skin where you could deliberately place where the brown and the green go, then this concept would be totally fine. But the fact you're relying on random orientations means that most orientations of this are gonna look like fucking dog ass. So you need to, like, make sure that the texture looks okay with random orientations. You can still keep the color in there, you can still keep the theming in there, alternatively, what you could have done is instead of having, you know, one texture kind of be the workhorse for getting the main things on here, you could have like the primary be green, the secondary be the brown, the tertiary be black, and then this be the heat guard. You could get rid of this lighter element altogether, and then you could choose a base that gives you enough of the brown and the green to really recreate the weapons from Doom, right? That's what you should have done. Instead of trying to put two of the colors into the same texture, that would have probably worked out better for you. That would have worked out better for you, I think. Yeah, because having these big lines cutting across here just does not look very good. Also, you can tell it's fuzzy because it's getting upscaled from the random scaling, and that does not do it any favors either. And I would get rid of the screw. I would not have the screw on here or this dent. You don't need that. Like these painterly gradients and like how you have this line. Like this is how you do seams, right? This is how you do seams in between metal texture, like metal plates in TF2. Not like a fine line, but it looks like it's been painted on. This is how you do it. This looks good. But get rid of the screw, get rid of this dent, and then I would have like a green texture, a dark brown texture, and then a gray texture, and then this. Yes. Alternatively, go over to a warpaint that has 5 textures, and then incorporate this lighter brown in there as like a tertiary. What comes after that? Quart? Something. Q. For fourth, but you get the idea. This is referencing something, I'm sure. It's referencing something, but I don't know the reference. Is it fucking Five Nights at Fuck Boys? I'm assuming it's what this is. Quaternary? I don't know. It's just it's really bad. It's just really bad. Is it Pizza Tower? It's I mean, for obvious reasons, it's flat black and it's flat white. And flat black and flat white don't look good. And this just noise texture? What did you do? Is this an overlay on your showcase? What the fuck? No. Okay. Alright, Ceramic Manor. Alright, Ceramic Manor. You've made something interesting here. So. Okay. Why is the blue different than there? Oh, it's a gradient. Okay, it's a gradient. That's why it's different. Okay, I see what you did here. So, Chop Shop theme skin. Yeah, it's like a business class, but better. I kind of have to agree, honestly. I would like this better than business class. I like the sticker element. It's been done correctly. It looks good. The colors are great. I don't like teal. Teal looks odd. But I guess it's okay. It's not super in your face. I like this one. I think it's really good. This is very good. I also like the custom wear down to silver. That looks good. This looks good. This is definitely another war paint that I think belongs in the game right now. Oh, there we go. See, there you go. There it is, highlighting like the different gradients and such. I think this is great. This is fucking awesome. So I vote. I'm gonna exploit my power here. Go, if you like this, go upvote this on the workshop because I like it. I would use this. This is fucking clean. Saw that already. Garbage meme. Like I would do another collection of war paints, but I really don't want to go through it right now. Like, can I just like blow these up into like a lightning round? I'll do a lightning round through these. The Damascus steel texture is a little bit too busy. I would avoid that entirely, and I would just go with like a brushed metal. Other than that, that one is fine. I absolutely adore the color work on this one. This one is phenomenal. I love the sticker. The sticker is great. 10 out of 10. Give me this one. Love it. Hunting season. Oh, that's quite nice. That looks good. This is actually really good. I like this one a lot. That one's very nice. I dig it. So yes to that one. Yeah, I'll say yes to that one. Wood paneled. I like it. Another really solid one. Very good. Construction plated. These are oddly reminiscent of a lot of Monkeys skins. It even looks like it's using a very similar team logo, but they still look really good. Another one that is very nice. I like it. Solid. Another really good skin. Love that one. Air Forced. Dude, this guy got this. Who is this guy? Who is he? Who are you? Where'd you come from? You just came out of nowhere and just uploaded an entire collection of really good skins? Who the fuck is this guy? Why have I not heard of this guy before? Is he new? This is really good. This entire collection is really fucking good. This is awesome. This is another really good skin. It looks like this guy copied a bunch of Monkey shit. But they all look really good. This one's also really good. These are all really well done. But it is oddly suspicious that, like, these are very reminiscent. These are eerily reminiscent of a lot of other skins I've seen. Like, it's no mystery that people copy each other's work. Like, that's common on the workshop. This guy up and comes out of nowhere and takes a lot of existing concepts and makes very good work. But these are all things I've definitely seen before, right? Like, this is like another Warborn, right? But it looks very good. It's all very good work. I might have to do some investigating later on this, but at the moment, it's all very nice. Ooh, Captain. Let me guess, the hat is fully paintable, or the beard. Yep, painted the hat. Of course, it's like, but they're smart. They're smart. They hide the fact that this whole fucking thing would be lime green or pink. They hide it. But I know. I know, motherfucker. I know what you're hiding. I know where you keep your deep, dark fucking secrets. You can't fool me, motherfucker. You can't. You can't! Bait. Ew. Ew. It's just a repeating sticker of a crow. It looks really bad. Bad. Barnmaid, already saw it. Meanly machined. Meanly machined. I don't know. I like it. It's nice and simple. I don't think the screws are unnecessary. I wouldn't have the screws. I would get rid of those. I would just keep the metal plates as they are. Get rid of the screws. Color works pretty okay. This is a little purplish. I'd make it a bit more blue. But we need more, like, shiny metal team-colored war paints in the game. Because we only have, like, a couple. Like, we have fucking... Like, the barn burner is only one of few that I can think of that even come close to something like that. So, barn burner. Like this, you know? We need more skins like this. That are, like, just shiny metal. And even this isn't that shiny. This is okay. It's aight. It would really, really need to be Halloween restricted. Like, Greg contacted me about this one in terms of the color work. They were originally gonna go with something a lot more shiny. I'm glad they toned it down. It's really well made. It's in line with like an engineer Halloween cosmetic, but God, I really, really miss the Halloween restrictions. I really do. But for a Halloween item, yeah, I like it. It's pretty good. Seen this one before. This is just another really good skin, but unfortunately, it's a custom UV map skin. We're never gonna see it in game. It's a crying fucking shame. Candle wax. Oh. No. What is this custom wear, dude? What is this? Oh. Ah. This looks okay. It's fuzzy. It looks like a fuzzy photograph. Like you don't need the wax drips here. Like I'm looking at a fuzzy photograph. This looks like ass. Oh God, that looks like dog shit. Like all of the colors are fine, but this texture work is horrible. What is this? Wait, too many small details and incredibly noisy and busy. It would just be better if it was brown. And you don't need the cum. You don't need it's just cum. It's cum. It's cum. No, the texture work really. Oh, of course. So automatic downvote. So goodbye. No thanks. Tacky. Dance Dance Revolution, dog shit that we don't need in the game. Goodbye. What the fuck? Saw that already. Insane ionization. Way too big. Okay, bring that in by like 75%. Do not have it go that far out of the head. Slow down the animation speed. Slow it down by a lot. Really bring that down slower. Have it be smaller. Like have these streams be limited to the outer diameter of this. Slow down the animation speed and reduce the number of offshoots, and then it would look a lot better. Right now, this is way too fucking noisy. Way too busy. Start with that, and then it would look better. Ass. I don't need to explain why this one is ass. It's just like completely beyond TF2 style. Nothing about this warpaint belongs in the game whatsoever. Goodbye. And I saw that already. Okay. I'm getting tired. I've been going for 2.5 hours. I'm a little wiped out now. So, I might call that that's probably a wrap. We'll call it there. My throat's getting tired. We'll call that a wrap. I think that's enough for one day. God, you guys post a lot of shit, man. Let me grab a couple more, I guess. Actually, no, I'm tired. When I get tired, as I'm sure some of y'all have noticed, like when I get tired, I lose the vigor and ability to give good feedback on things. So, yeah, and I think from now on, a rule is no more collections. Please send individual items. From now on, I would really appreciate that because I tend to spend too long on a single collection. So really just try to send a single item at a time. And I'll try to keep going through as many different people as possible. So yeah, I'll establish more clear rules inside of my Discord later. So for everyone who's in there, oh god, there's so much good stuff I could have looked at too. I spent almost all my time on skins. That's a shame. Oh lordy. So yeah, part 2. Part 2 is gonna happen later this month. They're gonna happen later this month, and probably the week before Halloween. Probably the week before Halloween. It's like, the thing is, I would do more, but I'm getting tired. If I get tired, I can't give good feedback. And then I just look at it and go, no, and then leave. Or I look at it and go, yes, and then leave. You know, I want to actually provide some feedback. My voice is getting tired. Talking for 2.5 hours straight does take a lot out of a man, you know? People who do long streams and shit don't talk nonstop. They do other shit. They play games. They talk maybe once every 30 seconds, but not a constant stream of talking. Makes my throat hoarse. You can probably tell I've gotten a bit more hoarse as the stream has gone on. Part 2 is going to happen because Scream Fortress is going to drop during the first week of October, and I'd like to cover a bunch more stuff before that actually happens. So that's why there's going to be 2 parts this month. So if this one was lackluster, then tune in for next month, or later this month for another, okay? And no maps. Can't do maps, guys. No maps. I'm sorry. But if you want to participate next time, and I promise I won't do collections anymore because collections take up way too much time, join the Discord in the link, through the link in the description of this stream. If you want announcements for when I go live, if you want announcements for when videos go live, or announcements for other things where I interact with my community term used loosely, then join that Discord. I ping whenever those things happen, and so you're the first to know. So join that Discord, and that should all be well and good. And apparently I have trade offers that I should look at. People keep saying look at your trade offers, but it's already just going to be a bunch of stuff for me to sign. So yes, I will get to your stuff. I will sign your stuff later, not right now. Okay? Not right now. But beyond that, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for chilling. Thank you for killing. Thank you for grilling.